Megyn Kelly shared her thoughts about Blake Lively and a recent controversy involving Justin Baldoni. She criticized Lively for making allegations that Kelly believes don't hold up when looked at closely. One of the claims centers around a scene where Baldoni and Lively were filming a slow dance for a montage. Lively accused Baldoni of using the moment to act inappropriately by dragging his lips down her neck and caressing her with his mouth. When she later called him out, Baldoni reportedly responded by saying he wasn't even attracted to her. However, Kelly suggested that the interactions between Lively and Baldoni behind the scenes seemed more playful and mutual, not inappropriate. According to Kelly, Lively was flirtatious, and the two were joking about their spouses, without any indication of discomfort from Lively at the time. Kelly also brought up other claims made by Lively, like Baldoni visiting her trailer while she was breastfeeding. But text messages showed Lively inviting him over, which seemed to contradict her accusations. Another claim involved a video Baldoni's producing partner allegedly showed her, which Lively described as pornographic. Kelly argued it wasn't explicit, just a video of two people in a bathtub holding a baby. Kelly questioned the validity of Lively's allegations, suggesting that the claims were exaggerated or taken out of context. She also pointed out that Lively worked with the media before filing her lawsuit, hinting that this might all be part of a larger strategy. Overall, Kelly expressed serious doubts about the truth behind the accusations. Is Blake Lively's surprising clash with Justin Baldoni getting in the way of addressing real abuse? Lately, there's been a whirlwind of accusations, leaked messages, and dramatic interviews putting these two stars in the spotlight. At first, it might just look like another Hollywood drama, an actress arguing with her director or co-star over creative disagreements. But if you dig a little deeper, there's something more serious going on here, and it could have effects far beyond the usual celebrity gossip. TV personality Megyn Kelly is speaking out about this very issue. If it turns out that Blake's claims about Justin are blown out of proportion or not entirely true, it could make people doubt real survivors even more. Before getting into the actual accusations, let's talk about why Megyn Kelly and so many others think this fight is bigger than just celebrity drama and could hurt real efforts to address misconduct. Megyn Kelly isn't afraid to dive into tricky topics, and she's definitely not holding back on the whole Blake and Justin drama. She thinks that when big cases include claims that later seem exaggerated or taken out of context, it can make things harder for real victims. While Blake Lively says she felt uncomfortable, pressured, or even bullied at times, Justin Baldoni's legal team is sharing a completely different side of the story, one that might make people question what's really going on. Kelly's worry is simple. If a big celebrity uses accusations to get ahead in their career, gain something for themselves, or fix their image, it can cause problems for everyone. It makes regular women who've gone through real trauma feel like they won't be believed or taken seriously, especially when another famous person's story doesn't add up. This isn't just about an actress maybe wanting control over a movie. It's about how quickly a big story can overshadow real accounts of harassment. If Blake's claims seem fake, people might start thinking all big allegations are exaggerated. That's exactly what Kelly is trying to push back against. No matter what you think of either celebrity, it's important to realize that spreading false stories, if they are false, can really hurt actual survivors, and that kind of damage isn't something a few new headlines can fix. With Megyn Kelly's warning still on our minds, let's talk about something that keeps popping up in big Hollywood fights: gag orders. Reports say Blake Lively's team might have asked the court to stop Justin Baldoni, his lawyers, and maybe even Kelly's side from sharing more texts, emails, or videos that could challenge Blake's claims. After all the bad press and mixed-up leaks, it looks like Blake is hoping the court can help her take back control of the story that's falling apart. But Justin Baldoni isn't staying quiet. Word is he's fighting back against the gag order and says he has every right to share evidence to defend himself. So far, the texts and behind-the-scenes clips tell a very different story from what Blake has said publicly. In her lawsuit and statements, she accused Justin of crossing the line, invading her space, and making her feel uncomfortable. But a lot of the messages show Blake asking him to come to her trailer, even during private times, almost like she was deciding how available she wanted to be. Justin isn't backing down, especially since he feels people haven't been told the whole story yet. Blake Lively, who's usually known for being polished and put together, has started to face some criticism. Fans began re-watching old clips of her interviews and pointed out that she sometimes seemed a bit rude, like rolling her eyes at questions, interrupting interviewers, or steering the conversation to focus on her own work. People started noticing how she often made dismissive comments about her co-workers, like she was trying to make their work seem less important while making herself look better. Things really changed when big news outlets picked up the story, not just the usual gossip sites. More people began digging into Blake's interviews, rewatching what she said, and pointing out things that didn't add up. The more they looked into it, the more they started to question if what she said was true. That's when it really hit everyone. This wasn't just a small argument. It was a full-blown PR mess that could make people lose trust in everyone involved and take attention away from real abuse cases that actually needed focus. When Justin Baldoni's team started sharing text messages, people began questioning Blake's claims. These messages were especially eye-opening because they came directly from Blake's phone. In one of the chats, she was the one reaching out, inviting Justin to her place and seeming open to getting close to him for work reasons, like practicing lines or talking about their roles, at times or in ways you wouldn't usually do with just any coworker. Justin didn't seem like the pushy guy Blake described in her lawsuit. Some leaked clips of their slow dance scenes, which Blake called awkward or crossing the line, made her claims harder to believe. The clips even had audio, even though Blake had said there wasn't any. In those recordings, it sounds like she and Justin were just chatting casually about their spouses and everyday stuff, with the mics picking up everything they said. At times, it feels more like two coworkers passing time between takes than anything serious or harmful. People criticizing Blake say what she's calling misconduct seems pretty normal and that she might be taking things out of context to strengthen her lawsuit. If all that wasn't messy enough, there are rumors that Blake tried to take over the movie and push aside the original idea. People are saying she even made her own version of the film without Justin being part of it, which is pretty wild for an actor to do. Even big-time stars don't usually lock themselves in a room to edit their own version of a movie. That's exactly the buzz going around, with insiders saying there are memos and messages where Blake apparently threatened not to promote the movie unless her version was used. And here's the kicker. There's talk that Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, wrote or changed some scenes without telling Justin. Sure, it's normal for an actor's partner to throw in a few ideas or jokes, but doing it without letting the director-writer know, that's not how things are usually done. Sounds like Blake thought she had enough power to get her close friends involved in the creative process, maybe even pushing Justin's role aside. People are also saying she used her best friend Taylor Swift to intimidate others. Some messages even show Blake comparing herself to a strong character from a fantasy story, saying Ryan and Taylor were like her dragons who could step in and defend her if needed. To make things worse, Justin wasn't even allowed to join the cast at the movie's premiere. He said he was basically sent to the basement with his family, completely kept out of the event. For someone who put so much work into writing, directing, and acting in the project, it must have felt like they were trying to shut him out on purpose. Instead of being part of the big moment, he was stuck on the sidelines just watching, while Blake soaked up all the attention. People who don't like Blake think this shows she had a bigger plan, making Justin look like the bad guy so she could take the spotlight, act like the victim, and maybe even take credit for his work. If she could make everyone, including the courts, believe she was treated unfairly, it might give her the excuse to take control, push for her own share, and outshine the whole project. What do you think about this? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video.